welcome to the second lecture of polarization, and this is a very important video. It will clear very basic concepts of physics. So I request you everyone that please watch the full video and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to this channel. Okay, it's very important that we are doing lot of efforts, so please do subscribe us. And this is very important very important discussion that I will going to discuss today, the ways to get polarized light. Okay, so the ways how you can get polarized light, because in the earlier lectures I have told you that the light is generally unpolarized. The light from the solar radiation, from sunlight, we are getting unpolarized light. We want polarized light. What are the ways that light we can get polarized light? One, the light reflected from dielectrics. Okay, like the water. Okay, from water there is reflection. The reflected light can be polarized, fully 100% polarized, or can be partially polarized. Earlier video I told you the Brewster angle, the reflected light will be the full 100% polarized light, where the plane of polarization will be the perpendicular to the plane of incidence. Now, so light reflected from dielectrics, polarization by scattering. I will tell you, explain these things. Let me first read it. Birefringence, the materials having two refractive index due to an anisotropy. And the fourth one is dichorism. So light reflected from dielectrics. How is it happening? So let me erase it out. So there are basically four things. One is the reflection, another is the polarization by scattering, which is happening in nature itself. We are not doing anything. We are not using any polarizer. The nature is giving us the polarized light in these four different ways. One is the light reflected from the dielectrics, polarization by the scattering, birefringence and dichorism. So what do you mean by the reflection of light, that you will get polarized light? So at Brewster angle, I told you in the earlier videos that electric field vector has two components. One is the parallel to the plane of its incidence, that is E parallel. Another is the perpendicular to the plane of incidence, that is E perpendicular. And if at the Brewster angle the theta 1 plus theta 2 equals to 90 degree, then tan of theta component, that is which is we will get from Fresnel's law of reflection and refraction, we get that tan of theta 1 plus theta 2 will be tan of 90 degree. So at Brewster angle, this is tan theta p equals to N2 by N1. At Brewster angle there will be zero electric field component along the parallel direction, and only the non-zero component will be perpendicular component of the plane of incidence of the electric field. So you get 100% linearly polarized light at Brewster angle, because from Fresnel's law you can understand that at Brewster angle theta 1 plus theta 2 is 90 degree. So tan theta 1 plus theta 2 will be 0, and 1 upon 0 will be tan theta by theta 1 equals to infinity, and 1 upon infinity equals to 0. There will be no parallel component of the electric field. In earlier videos I have told you this is just a revision, that why at the Brewster angle we get plane polarized light. Okay, and which is the polarization, plane of polarization is the perpendicular to the line of incidence. So this is polarization by the reflection. If it is not incident at the Brewster angle, the reflected light will be partially polarized. Okay. Now, polarization having for scattering. So scattering means, what do you mean by scattering? I have discussed also the scattering phenomena. Whenever incident EM radiation is incident on an atom. Atom means the collection of bound electrons, atom or molecules. So the collection of bound electrons, the electron will also oscillate with this frequency omega. How is it? Because whenever there is incident electromagnetic radiation, there will be Coulomb force, which will try to force it, try to give it acceleration. But due to the binding forces between the electron and the nuclei, the electron will try get back to its position. So this motion can be a simple harmonic oscillation, and the motion will be as a force vibration motion, because the force is Q into E, where E is the electric field of the incident light. So this motion will lead you the electrons to oscillate. Now electron is a charge and one charge is oscillating. So the oscillating charges, what is it will do? It will re-radiate, means due to the acceleration of the charges we will get the exact omega frequency of light, that is the re-radiation of the light by this electron, by this oscillating charges. This is called the scattering phenomena. Why it is re-radiation? Because somehow the wave frequency of the wave electric field, that is omega, has not changed, but the direction may be changed. The scattering, the incident light is this direction, the electrons is vibrating and then it gets scattered like this way or that way. It's somehow the light path or direction is getting diverged, not the incident one. That's why it is scattering. But re-radiation means with having the same frequency, and this is called the Rayleigh scattering. And in this case, we have earlier discussed that how accelerated charges radiates. We get the formula that the acceleration of the charges, where we get the radiation, where the electric flux is proportional to the perpendicular component of the acceleration, and E is perpendicular to the plane of propagation. So E, A are in one plane of vibration. So wherever the scattering, the light is scattered at 90 degree, you will get plane polarized light. And without not in 90 degree, but you are certain in another direction the scattering light, you are seeing the scattered light at 90 degree angle. Suppose you are here, so this at 90 degree you will get fully polarized light, but at certain another angle you will get partially polarized light. So this is the polarization due to scattering. Now the dichroism. What do you mean by dichroism? Dichroism is due to the asymmetrical optical property that you have the crystals. Suppose you have a quartz crystal, you have a calcite crystal. Now in crystals there are isotropic crystals, there are anisotropic crystals. What do you mean by anisotropic crystals? Anisotropic crystals means the arrangement are not somehow similar. There are some mismatch of the crystal alignments. Then due to this anisotropy in the crystal, there will be different refractive indices. How? Because I have told you in an earlier video, go and check the refractive index, physics of refractive index, where I have each and everything I have explained about the refractive index. The refractive index concept are coming from the scattering light phenomena. Like you have an electron bound to the atom, bound to the ion. So suppose you have an ion, the electrons are bound to the ion, you are giving an oscillatory electric field in the form of electromagnetic radiation. Now I make it as a spring because the electrons are vibrating due to the incident radiation, due to the force they will try to go back, they will try to go further, and due to the attraction, Coulombic attraction, they will try to come back. So we can replace with the equation of motion, that is force vibration. And the force vibration I can simply this represent as these are bound by some spring constants. Now this spring constant, due to the different arrangements of the crystal atoms along different directions, somehow somewhere the stiff constant or spring constant somewhere is much more and somewhere it can be much smaller. So that due to the difference in the spring constant in different directions, means that you have this is the refractive index, where you have find out the force vibration motion, and you will get that the refractive index will depend on the natural frequency of the electron's vibration and the omega, that is incident frequency of the incident radiation. So the refractive index is dependent on the difference between the incident frequency and the natural frequency of the electron. So due to this misalignment of the crystals, there will be different omega naught, means different natural frequency in different directions. So for suppose along y direction, there will be omega naught y, which will be ky by me, and along x cap direction there will be omega naught x, which will be root kx by me. Now due to kx and ky are different, so E parallel E along y direction and E component of E along x direction, both will be different. So what I am trying to say, explain that the electric field components along some component and electric field components along the perpendicular components, the two electric fields are different due to the asymmetry of the crystal, because their refractive indices are the different. So when the electric field will go through the crystal, it will feel two different refractive indices due to this asymmetry orientation of the crystal. So due to these two different refractive indices, their speed will be different. So one you will get E ray and another you will get O ray. E ray will be along the parallel direction and O ray will be along the perpendicular direction. So this is the main physics of the birefringence, that how do birefringence come in material. The anisotropy in binding force will result in anisotropy in the refractive index, and that will give us that due to the different refractive indices, it will lead different velocities to the electric field towards different directions. When along x the velocity will be something, along y the velocity will be different. So in the same crystal, due to the difference in the refractive indices, due to the different binding forces, so the electric field components of one magnitude will be different from the another one. So this is the birefringence. Then after transmitting through, you will get two lights, one along and another perpendicular to the direction. So one is E ray, another is O ray. So whenever in birefringence case, you will get two different materials. If now what is the dichorism? If somehow one of the component get absorbed, somehow it due to the asymmetry of the optical property, it selectively absorbs one electric component and transmit only another electric component which is along the transverse direction. So if it totally absorbs the suppose electric vertical component of the electric field is Ex and horizontal component of the electric field is Ey. So this is Ex is suppose this is transverse component and this is vertical component. So if the dichorism is that property, if it selectively choose to transmit only the transverse component and it will block the vertical component, then this is called dichorism. How it is happening? Last time I told you that if you have some chains of molecules, okay, this is the chains of molecules. The chains are long and the spacing between the chains are very less. So whenever the incident light is incident on the chains, the electrons, that is conducting electrons, can absorb the radiation and they can absorb like this way. But there is no electrons that can absorb the transverse component. So it will pass this component and it will block this one component, because the electrons will absorb that field. The electron will absorb the component along this direction, while the component of the electric field along this direction can pass through it. So this is the line, this is the suppose this is the polarizer axis and it is passing the perpendicular component to the polarizer. Okay, so this is one kind of dichorism. Now I have a question. So if you have a polarized sunglass, which axis you should choose? I mean, suppose you have a polarizer sunglass and you should choose like this way, or you should choose like this way, or you should choose like this way. What will be the choosing? I mean, the choosing which thing you will, what should be the polarizer axis of the sunglasses? Suppose there is sunlight is unpolarized light. Now sunlight, there is water or there is some ice or there is something horizontal things. So the sunlight will come and it will reflect through the water, it will reflect through the ice, and it will come back to your eye. Okay, and the reflected light, it is partially polarized, and if the angle of reflection is Brewster angle, then it will be plane polarized, so perpendicular to the plane of incidence. So your polarizer angle something like that, which will block that perpendicular component which is coming to your sunglass. So you will basically, you don't want to see this reflected lights anymore, that is reflected from the horizontally. reflected horizontally from the ice or water. So this is all friends today. Next day we will discuss something more physics. Thank you. Till now, stay.